Hey there, sawadika, sawadika. It's been a while. I haven't been on camera talking to you. I've been speaking on camera, but for different purposes. And yes, I was such a busybody for 3 months. It's just crazy. I don't know where time went. Actually, I did. So, let's catch up, shall we? How was your summer? Yeah, it's over. School started. Most of the young parents probably feel somewhat relieved, like the way I used to feel when my young children finally hop on the bus and gone off to school. Oh my goodness, can we go down the memory lane today just for catching up sake? I realized the whole time I show up to you as a cook like a Thai person, an online entrepreneur, a marketer, doing all I could to get the word out for Cook Like a Thai. But I haven't had a chance to just let the other side of me show up to you. And I always want to do that. It's not that I don't do it because everything was about work, but this is a professional setup. You come in here, you follow my tools and all the 4 elements that you must have in Thai cooking. Some of you came in because you followed easy tom yum goong. You probably forgot all about me. And I don't blame you. I just feel horrible for disappearing from the face of the earth. I just want to share with you my story. When Brendan was 3 months old, we moved to Thailand and we stayed for another 13 years. Plenty of time to have more children. We had Nicholas 3.5 years after. Then Brendan went through his horrible nursery experience. And by the time he entered kindergarten, it was time for baby Nicholas to say, "Hello, Brendan, it's me." And I still remember the morning that Brendan came and Dad said, "Go say bye-bye to Mommy," or something like that. "Go kiss Mommy goodbye." And it was Brendan's first day. Brendan's dad was working at one of the first, if not the first, international school in Bangkok. That was the first year that they moved out to this huge area in a suburb. It happened to be not far from our house. Had it been in the same area it was for 50, 60 years, oh my goodness, they would have left the house at maybe 5 or even 4:30. I'm not kidding you. Traffic back then was really bad. We happened to be near that new school, so Ralph and Brendan were able to leave at more or less decent time, which was right before 6 o'clock. So there was nursing baby Nicholas, who was so sensitive to noise and to sound and to touch, and Brendan wasn't anything like that. I can just practically do anything to Brendan and he would be playing back to me, making faces. He was always like that as a baby. You remember those days? Brendan leaned over and he refused to kiss me. He said, "It's okay, Mommy. I don't need you anymore. I have my daddy now." And he grabbed Rao's hand and started walking away from me. I was just left there with my mouth open. I just can't believe my son said that. Now, Brendan was not like any kid I knew. Even in my own family, and every kid in the family, I would say came exceptionally smart. But my goodness, Brendan was everything. He was like Superboy. He was super smart. He could figure out fraction before he was 4. When he was 3.5, he would start drawing houses and the interiors. He knew how to draw the perspective without anyone teaching him. Brendan walked away and that was it. That was the end of, I don't know, is that bond? It wasn't broken, but it was kind of like you tie it. You put like a date tie on it and you just leave it there. That sounds horrible. Anyway, he and his dad went off to school. By the time Nicholas was ready for school, I had Justin. Oh my God. Oh yeah, and Nicholas went to another nursery 1 year home. I got pregnant during that school. Justin came along. He didn't go to that school but went to another international preschool close to the school where his older siblings attended. And Caitlin went to the same school as Justin. We decided to move back here. So it was two parts. The part in Thailand was really good. The kids, now that they're grown, they told me that when they went to school over there, they had so much fun. It's so different than the United States. My dad left them at high school cafeteria. Ralph would hand them their chips. They used chips instead of money. The two of them would run along and go hang out with their friends. The bell would ring, they get in line, they sang the national anthem. In Thai school, they would say some prayers, but this was a Catholic school, so I'm not sure. Then they would go into the classrooms, and because they were in such young classes, teachers will be stationary most of the time. One teacher would handle just about every subject except for the arts. I don't know if it's that way over here. I think it was constructed pretty much the same way. The last day of their school, people came to Nicholas, cafeteria workers, school staff. They hugged him and they were so sad he had to leave because he was the sweetest boy. In contrary to Brendan, who was so smart, so fierce, so sure of himself. We settled back east and into the public school system. Ralph went to teaching public school. So it's just totally different setup. I was in Thailand until I was 14 in a private school and came over here to a public school. I would say if we can compare educational system between what I had in Thailand and during the time of my children attending, it's just so different. In Thailand, the math level, math, science, everything that has to do with science is so far intense and advanced. In most schools, they give it to just about everyone. It doesn't matter how good or not good. It doesn't matter how much they like it. So if you like it, you tend to make good grades because you enjoy the classes and enjoy exploring, learning new things and asking questions. But if you're not keen about a subject, you shy away and you don't ask questions and sometimes you don't listen. If your kids were anything like me, I fell asleep in the back of the class. And it's not because sleep deprived or anything like that. It bore me to sleep. I just went right to sleep. Science was really fun. I enjoy science. I did really well, especially the part that I had to do some experiment when I got to try my own thing. That was so much fun. There was a little warning about me among the teachers. They all watched me. They didn't want me to blow up the lab. I wasn't chemist genius or anything like that. It's just that how I make experiments in science, it would be like cooking. And that's how I get so good at cooking because I try this and this and that. The thing is though, in cooking, I get it more than I got science. Now, in international school, the kids were taught in American system, but intense course. I don't know if the classes were big enough for them to split into odd level, honor level, and advanced or AP level. My kids moved to lower, if you call it, ranking as they grew older. Nicholas, it didn't reflect much, but Brendan, one class from advanced level to honor level. Does that mean that Brendan was not a good student? No. Does that mean that teacher wasn't good enough? Honestly, teachers work hard and I would never come down on them. They have so many faces that they face every day, and not just children's faces, but the parents' faces, especially in private school, because it was more direct teacher-to-parent relationship that the capacity of the public school would allow them. I wish I could talk to my kids' teachers more often than I did. They weren't allowed enough time for each parent because they got so many parents. I know that because not only am I a mom of 4 children, I'm a wife of a math teacher. The workload that Ralph brought back home from school is just crazy. Talking about working 70 hours a week, Ralph likes to hand grade everything. He likes it a lot when he gets to see the work by their handwriting. He said not only he sees how they figure out their answers, he also sees where they hesitate, where they're not sure. You know how if you do it enough, you will know that the stroke's kind of broken or interrupted. Ralph can tell stuff like that. He said it doesn't matter if they're wrong. He likes it that they're wrong. It shows that they go off in some way, I don't know. He knows exactly how they think. And that would be how he figure out a way to save that student from the math mess. That is the way that my husband thinks. Today, he's a senior teacher, and he's still teaching. And he's probably going to teach until he can't. He still does the same amount of work. He has on-point comment, meaning that he doesn't waste time beating around the bush anymore. He gets right to the point. He's a good, kind teacher, and students love him, even the ones that he failed. Yeah, he failed. It also means literally fail, and he feels that he fails the student. If they don't do well, don't graduate. So many reasons. It's called teacher skill. Anyway, we moved from my own children to Ralph's student because they connected. The kids came over here. Brendan said it right out. He said, Mom, school done me that. And I just went, oh my God, seriously? He said, Mom, seriously, I'm not compatible. I don't fit right in this school. That's the thing that parents have to watch out for. By the end of the sophomore year, Brendan already started looking at colleges. I said, Brendan, should we move you to a private school? And I was just thinking, oh my God, it's going to cost an arm and a leg. And Brendan thought about it. No, Mom, in 2 years I'll take off. I don't want to move. So I was thinking, should I have a say in something like this? Because it's not too late. He could move to a better school. And I'm not coming down to school where he went. It was a good school. It just didn't have the right fit for my son. So there's no blame here. I don't know how they ran the school. I don't know how my son behaved as a student, but the school didn't fit. He took math, he took science because the intention was to attend college as a science biology major so he could go into medical program because he wanted to be a doctor. So math was always important. Ralph helped him out as much as he could. He struggled. Our son is really smart and his thinking was sharp. Sometimes Ralph would take some difficult math problems and they would figure out together. I just think it was really nice and strange to see them get a kick out of something like that. So Nicholas, oh my goodness, Nicholas was Mr. Nice, Mr. It's okay, I'm fine. Keep all his problems to himself. He wouldn't tell me or Ralph he had math problem. Like problem keeping up with math. Every time we were called in to have a conference with his teacher, they would say, what a sweet, sweet boy. We love him. So polite, so nice, so capable. But he stopped himself from doing the work. So my eyes just went wild. I said, what? He's lazy? I know we have to keep reminding him to do his homework. The teacher said, no, it's just he started to do his work. And I felt as if I was torturing him. And this is teacher's own work. She thought that he needed more challenge. Then I realized that's what happened with Nicholas's third grade English. His English ability was 7th grade. And the teacher started getting him to not only reading more books, he got him to do structured writing. Nicholas did all that, but to get him to go into it is really hard. So imagine getting him to do math homework here. He barely made it. And that was with his dad's help. Ralph had to get beyond math, deep down in the psychology of, I don't know, everything. And try to get that side of Nicholas out of him and get him to work. Once he worked, there was no problem. There's that. Then came Justin and Caitlin, and you know the story. All my kids struggled. It boils down to Ralph's opinion that because they're in the school system that didn't allow the ratio teacher to student lower. They have, I don't know how many tens of students per teacher, but just think if you can work intensively with a few kids at a time, even if they rotate, how much better it will be. That was my wish. I'm not going to criticize public school. I'm not criticizing teachers at all. I admire those who give themselves up, those who put themselves before their family and their needs. Okay, I'm getting vulnerable here because I'm a teacher's wife. I live with him. I know how he thinks. Ralph came home the first week. He got sick. And he was down. Ralph is not spring chicken. I said, honey, you should stay home. It's early enough in the school year. You could find a sub, tell him what to work on. He said, no, I have to go because I have this. And he started to list a few things. That made it so important for him to go in no matter what. Then he said, maybe I'll come home if I still feel yucky. Did he come home? No. In fact, he stayed after school. I didn't see him Saturday. I didn't see him Sunday. I didn't see him Monday. Finally, he said, I can't go. We would text. I didn't see his face. I'm paranoid when it comes to getting sick. Mindset of a former opera singer. I wouldn't let myself get sick. Never, if I could help it. Forget it. He was on the couch with a remote in his hand. He said, honey, here's a remote. I'm like, no way I'm touching that. So yeah, we had to sanitize everything he touched that I wanted to touch. He went back to work today. Last night, I was on my way up. He came down to get water. Yeah, no voice. Absolute zero voice. He couldn't talk. And I said, are you going to school tomorrow? He said, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever you say. I'm just saying Ralph really cares so much about his students. I don't think I heard anything bad from parents because the school would tell. They evaluate teachers all the time. And let me tell you, the turnover here in Nevada is high. They try to attract teachers, young, freshly graduated teachers, and some of them can't even do math, and they were assigned math class in 3rd grade, for example. If you don't know math, you have to go and really brush it up. In fact, that was precisely what this young woman did. She came in for a crash course with Ralph because she was going to be a teacher in 3rd grade and she had to teach math, and that was her weakness. Ralph had to teach her all over again. Math is everywhere. He said she doesn't even know multiplication, division. You use that in your life every day. Math is all over the place. You go to grocery shopping, you do anything, that's math. You play game online, that's math. Is there a way you won't calculate, won't figure out the distance between you and your target? Or when you race car in the games, like how many seconds do you have to reach how many miles? I always thought these people must be math geniuses because they play games, and most of them are. But the thing is, where do you get math? From school. That's your basic. You need that. And that's laying the groundwork for the rest of your life. I came from very strong math background. I enjoyed math all along until I got to 7th grade. Teacher said, you asked too many questions. It wasn't like I was interrupting. I asked when she said, any questions? So it was an open invitation. I raised my hand. I didn't get my answers because teacher spent time teaching me manner and how not to talk back to adults. And I was like, you asked? I was just explaining. Then it got off the subject. It wasn't about math anymore. I got really annoyed. So I stopped asking. Just like that, I got all this curiosity bottled up. Then another one hit me. And this time it was from my math teacher whom I adore. I loved that lady. She was frustrated. It's because I had to know why. I said, this doesn't make sense. If this does this and you get this, then this should be the same. Please explain to me why this is not the same as that. She said to me, sometimes you just have to let things be. But I feel like there's more to it. And she laughed, and we love each other that way. She said, no, Pradichaya, let it be. And you know what? I turned my brain off math since then. I gave up. But when I came over here, are you kidding me? 10, 11, 12th grade math. Oh, I did all of those. So did I learn more? I don't think so. I didn't learn any more math. I used what I learned. Was it challenging for me? Nope. Did any of my teachers know? Nope. What did I do? I just sat in the back of the class, handed in my work, finished the exam and everything, got good grades. I was done. Just like that. No wonder I struggle in music theory. Not kidding, because that's math. No wonder I still can't count music. It's funny because the conductor joked with me during break. Oh, don't worry. You're fine, Pradichaya. You just being a soprano. Just do what sopranos do. We follow. Ralph felt really frustrated because he didn't have enough time for everyone at school. And there were so many students. He said to me, most of them are good, but they're distracted. If he could, he would get down to the root cause and help everyone individually. Get them to be good in math. Math is art. Math is language. Math is like music. We need that to be able to live. Believe it or not, those who believe that schools don't need art, music, think again. Everyone needs to have some of that. We have to have a balance of everything. Now that I'm older, I understand that if I just change the way I think about math, it is something that would work so well for me and with me. It will fit me. I don't have to fit myself into it. If I just see it the way I see music, the way I see languages, I can do math. I can accept things, even leave them be, like my teacher said. Look, we are busy parents. Thank goodness my kids survived me and they are grown. Yes, they do a lot of math in their work. My son, whose aim was to become a doctor, now he's a coder programmer, but in life before that was a musician, song arranger, composer, and a darn good one. The youngest one is now at the end of her college year. She's going to do graphic design, UI, UX, that's math also. Justin's a historian. Even historians need math. Justin needs math to figure things out. Nicholas was a YouTuber. Now he's a voiceover. Does he need math? Oh yeah, he needs math to understand and to sense the coordination. When I put videos in front of you, I go through many layers of math. It's not just about video making, but it's about editing. It's about everything. Okay, just sum it up. Keep it simple. Math is the baseline. It's a lifeline. So why is it that our children don't get more attention just to see how they are? Check in on them. I'm not saying that you're not. I say it in general. I have different things. I have this. 5 reasons your smart kids is still struggling in math. This will give you a little more clear understanding. Ralph's talking in this quick video, and I have a webinar, also a short one. Ralph's doing the lecture. Here's the workbook you get. Then there's the diagnostic test audit, grade 5th through 7, and another one for grade 8 to 11. These are the tests that Ralph constructed. This is how he is going to get to learn every one of your kids when they take this test. Go to from mathless to mathyes.com If you have children between 5th and 11th grade, or children who are about to go into college and they need some brushing up in math, talk to us from mathless to mathias.com. Go find all this stuff. Trust me, it will help. It will help you help your child. I know I'm talking probably to my Cook Like a Thai audience, but everyone is dealing with this. We can do this. We can help our children. I mean, wouldn't you do it if there's a way? You don't have to take your kids to any tutoring center, pay a lot of money and throw them in with a bunch of kids, and the tutors, they're there, but not really to teach. They just homework help. I've been there, I know. I'm a mom of 4, and it was a lot of tears, a lot of scream, a lot of everything. Oh, when I say scream, it's probably from me, but tears from them. I'm also an educator. For a good length of time, I was sitting in committees. This is the university setup, and I had a say in who's coming in and selecting and hiring educators to teach those courses. I'm familiar with the whole setup here. You should go to Pradichaya.com and check out. Math part has its own separate group. Cook Like a Thai has 2. The basic cooking is Cook Like a Thai. Connoisseur, go to Thai Food Like a Boss. And there are going to be a lot more to come. There's going to be a Thai section too, including if you go to Thailand, Thai speaking and translation, Thai English, and a service to the Thais to learn English. And also to learn Thai. I don't teach all of that. I got other teachers teaching for me. Just go check out who's who in Pradichaya.com. Yeah, this is today's story in motion. I'll be seeing you hopefully sooner than later, because now the math tech part is practically done. I can come out here and talk to you more often, and as often as you like me to. Okay, if you haven't checked out From Grapao to Keemao book, go. I'm telling you, I'm upping the price soon, maybe next month. So go now. If you want to cook Thai street food, the Thai way, the Cook Like a Thai way and like a boss, go get yourself From Grapao to Keemao. Okay, and there's also Pad Prik King. Pad Prik King is a little more hardcore. It's for connoisseur, really. It's more preparation. The steps require more techniques, and of course, you get all the shortcuts and the tips from me. If you've been to Las Vegas, you will know the part of the freeway right before you get to the Strip. We call it Spaghetti Bowl because it's crazy, congested, it's messy, lots of noodles entwining everywhere in a bowl full of yummy spaghetti. But once you get through that, you will get inside this wonderful and magical, luxurious Las Vegas Strip. Guess what? That's my brain. Okay. I'm a spaghetti bowl. I'm going to take my bowl and go off and do the next thing. Have a great day, and let's cook like a Thai.